kind of lean forward a little bit more. Make yourself a little bit larger. There you go. There you go. All right. Come on in a little bit more if you would, Yves.
This is good.
There you go. There you go. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and allow you to start using the raise your hand function as you have questions. And we'll go ahead and get started with Rick Russo.
Hello, Yves. Good morning. Good to see you. Take us through the process, if you will, with the NBA, what that was like, and then ultimately your decision to come back to Tennessee.
Yeah, so like the season really cut short. We had no workouts, so instead of the workouts, they put some NBA interviews with the NBA guys, and I got to make like 15 interviews, and they really asked me about my life and my background and stuff like that. We talked a little bit about basketball, but that was pretty it. I mean, interviews, and yeah, just waiting on some feedback from the NBA guys, and that's it.
Grant Ramey and then Mike Wilson.
Yves, when did you make your decision? When did you know that you'd be coming back? Did it go all the way down to the day of the deadline?
Yes. So on the morning of the deadline, I didn't even know what I was going to do because we're still getting some feedback from my agent, from the NBA. So it was really hard, like, to make a decision ahead of that. So that's why we went until the due date, and that's when I make a decision. That was earlier.
Mike?
Yeah, Yves, what was the feedback that you kind of got from NBA teams, and was there a point where you were leaning more to staying in the draft than returning to Tennessee?
Yeah, so the process was really hard in terms of making a decision. I mean, there is some day where I wanted to come back, some day where I feel like that was the time for me to go. So there was like a lot of up and downs in terms of the decision, so I didn't really know. And yeah, the feedback from the NBA was like, with the uncertainty, they didn't know which draft pick they're gonna get. They didn't know if it's gonna be a combine or not. So like so the feedback was like, yeah, we can't guarantee you anything that's good. We're gonna draft you or something like that. They couldn't give us a clear answer. So yeah.
We'll go to Vince, then Lewis.
Yves, what were the specific things that were important for you, pros and cons, whether to go, whether to stay? What were those specific things you can share?
So I had a lot of different options to consider. Obviously, it wasn't only about me. And so we had a lot of pros and cons. So the first one was, are they going to have workouts or not? And then interviews, the feedback we had, then what if I go overseas or something like that? What if we're gonna have a season or not? We had to consider the NBA G League, if they're gonna have a season or not. What's it gonna look like? So also the financial point was really important for me too. I mean, and I had to sacrifice some stuff for my part to get back here. So I mean, that was the different option, a lot of options I had to consider.
Yves, you were making this decision during a pretty difficult time during this pandemic. How did the current situation impact your decision? How much more difficult was it because of COVID-19?
I mean, it was really hard. It was the COVID-19 make it really hard because I had decisions that I expected to have, and then I expected to go to the workout with the team, and I felt like that was another 50 part of the job I have to get done. And without the workouts, it make it extremely hard for me and guys like my position for second round, stuff like that. So it was really hard because because it brings a lot of uncertainty. So we did not have all the information we need to make a clear decision. And that's what this process was really hard because we did not know what's going to happen, what could happen. So that's why it was really, really hard.
We'll go to Matthew Ray and then Rob Lewis.
Eve, while working through that decision, did you reach out to any of your former teammates that have went through the process, like Grant Williams or Admiral? And
Yeah.
did you receive any feedback from them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I tried to talk as many people as I could to get information from anywhere. So of course, I called Grant Williams. We had a good conversation. I talked to Jordan Bone too. I tried to call Kyle too, and they really give me some feedback because they had different deal, different contract with the NBA. So they had different perspective from the G League, from the NBA, or how it looked like. So they really helped me out with this process, and I'm thankful for that.
Yves, now that you've got that decision behind you and you've been able to work out with your teammates for a while, just what do you think about your current team, what you guys are bringing back, what the newcomers, and specifically, what are you seeing from Jaden and Keon to make you feel like what this team is capable of?
I think we have a young, talented teams. I think from our standpoint, I believe we can have one of the best defensive team in the country that ever played. So that's how confident I am with those guys, those new guys. I think we have a complete team. We have deep depth. So I think we can be really good this year.
And with Keon here, I'm sorry, one more. Are you still the best athlete on the team, Yves?
He's a freak athlete. I think he has some stuff that I don't have defensively. He has quick hands, but I still believe I'm gonna bounce in the name.
We'll go to Grant and then Mike Wilson.
Yves, what do you have to do to kind of keep improving at the rate that you did going from your sophomore to junior seasons? What are you trying to improve in your game?
I think I can put my whole game to another level. I think there's no specific thing I can improve. I think I have to push all my game to another level. So either defensively or offensively, I think I have a lot of stuff to show, and that's why I'm here. I mean, I came back for that, so like I can show people I can do more. I can put my game to another level.
Yves, did going through having COVID-19 impact your NBA process at all? Did that influence what you were able to do with teams or anything about the process or your decision?
Can you say again?
Did having COVID-19 and having to kind of shut down for a couple of weeks influence your NBA process at all, or was that not really a part of it for you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because my decision was based on the uncertainty that the COVID bring to the table, and it kind of messed up everything. So we had to clear the way. I mean, we have to make the best decision for me, for my family, and that's why it was really hard. I mean, COVID really changed everything.
Go to Ryan and then Ben.
Yves, talk a little bit about EJ Anasicki's game and what you've seen from him this summer.
So first of all, EJ is a great kid. We talk a lot every day on the court, and man, on the court he bring a lot. He bring a lot of energy. Rebound, he can rebound. I mean, he's not afraid of anything. Once he make his mind to get the rebound, he's gonna get it. I mean, he's a raw material, and I think he can be really good offensively. And defensively, he's really like. He's a good athlete. He can run. He can play the 3. He can play the 4. So I think that's a really compliment for us.
Yves, over your first 3 seasons, you were used to running the offense with Jordan Bone and Jordan Bowden and Lamonte Turner. What's it been like this offseason to kind of adjust to Jaden Springer and Santiago taking that next step, and Josiah as well, those younger guys, and Victor Bailey Jr. as well, running the offense?
Yeah, so I mean, I think those guys really pick it up quick. I mean, we already had a couple of practice together, and I think we're getting better every day, day in and out. And I think it's just a matter of time before they really get the offense, just like Jordan Bone and Lamonte. So I think we're going to be good on that on this one.
We'll go back to Rob, then Vince.
Yves, you're one of only two seniors on the team, along with John. How seriously are you taking the need to be a leader on this team? And how has that affected how you go about workouts? Are you doing things differently now? You're trying to be more vocal?
No, I'm not doing anything different. Being a leader on this team is just the best for me. And obviously, we are John and me. We are the other guys with the most experience on this team. So our goal for us is like to show the way and lead the other guys, the young guys. And it's our job. I mean, I have to get out of my comfortable zone and just push others and use my voice, like you say. I used to lead by example, but this year is going to be more like trying to talk to guys, trying to bring my voice on the table.
Yves, obviously in returning, you want to be able to do the things that can show your game has improved for the NBA level. What did Coach Barnes and the rest of the assistant coaches talk to you about during the process on whether you'd be able to do those things and supporting you in whatever your decision was?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thankful to my coaches, and they really support me throughout the process, and they're trying to give me the most information. And yes, to me coming back, there's a lot of things I can work on to get better and to put my game on the level. The more thing I got back from the NBA teams was like my shots, my 3-point range, be able to shot to high consistently to high level and to make open threes and stuff. And really work on my balance, especially my turnaround jump shot. Sometimes I keep my legs. Sometimes I just need to work on my like jump straight and stuff like that. So that was pretty it. Like show that I can handle the ball and yeah.
Quick follow-up. Have you heard a comparison to any NBA players about your game?
Yeah, PJ Tucker. So that's the guy I relate to, and that's what they told me to.
Go back to Rob and then Mike.
Yves, just real quick on part of being a leader and as one of the only seniors on the team, what do you tell the freshmen about how to handle coach when he's on you? I mean, because I know that can be, a little bit probably a rough adjustment for some guys. But how do you tell the young kids to take that when he's coaching you hard?
Yeah, Coach Pons is a hard coach, but he know what he's doing. So we have to trust him, and that's why Fouki and me and the other guys that have been here, we need to tell them that there's nothing personal, and he's trying to push you and trying to get you out your comfortable zone, like to get better and to reach your goals, And sometimes it's going to be really hard on you, but the harder is on you, that means he cares about you. That means he trusts in you. He has confidence that you can make you go. So there's nothing personal. You got to embrace it and just listen to it, even if it's loud. I mean, if you're not happy to hear what he say, you have to take it. There's nothing personal. He's trying to make you better.
Go to Mike.
Yeah, Yves, I know you kind of talked about the process and everything, but in the end, at the end of that decision day, why was coming back to Tennessee the best choice for you?
So in my situation and many other guys in the draft, it was hard, like, to know if they're going to be a NBA G League or not, because they didn't mention the G League at all. And for guys like me that would spend sometimes as my rookie year in the G League, it was hard to know where I will develop my game, develop my personal development. So with no G League, it was hard to see development over there. So like, of course, they told me that I would spend a lot of time with the with the team practicing and stuff. But at the end of the day, we need to play basketball. So and And yeah, we didn't get any guarantee that they're gonna draft me or anything like that. So for me, that was the only way. I mean, without workouts and stuff, there was no way I could increase my stock. Even if I did it with my interviews, um, it didn't give me any guarantee that I would be drafted where I wanted to.
Yeah, then as a follow-up, did you put any serious thought into playing this year in Europe and then coming back for the NBA in a year?
Yeah, I mean, that was a serious taking option, because obviously with the COVID-19 here, in the other country, it's not happening. They have it under control with less cases. So overseas, obviously they know they're gonna play basketball at some point, and they're gonna have a season because they have this case under control. So that was a serious case to consider, and financially it was a good thing too to go play over there because and yeah.
Go to Matt.
Eve, coming off a season where you won SEC Defensive Player of the Year, have you set some personal expectations for yourself heading into 2020?
Yeah, I mean, last year I got the SEC Defensive Player of the Year. This year I'm trying to get to get it even higher, so national championship and national defensive player of the year. But this is only personal. I mean, for me, this is the only goal is like the national championship. That's what I see right now.
We do have time for more questions. I'll give a minute in case anybody wants to raise their hand. Go ahead, Rob.
Eve, just everybody talks about player development in this program, and you're obviously a great example of that. You played with teammates who got incredibly better in this program, Grant and Admiral and Jordan and Kyle. What is it about this staff that allows that to happen, that makes them able to get guys to reach their potential, do you think?
I think we have one of the best staff in the country. I think everybody knows what he can bring to the players, and that's why we switch coaches every week. We train with the different coaches because he can bring you a specific players to your game. You can, we have coaches that really have experience in the NBA and that play over there, that coach over there. So they all have their own experience they can bring to the table for players. So they're trying to give us everything they have, everything they know for us to get better.
Go to Rick and then Lewis.
Eve, you've been through so much since then, but the way things ended last spring at the SEC tournament so abruptly and everything was done, was that ever in the back of your mind about things left to accomplish here at Tennessee as you move forward with your career?
I'm not sure to understand the question.
The way things ended at the SEC tournament and the basketball season ended so abruptly, was that maybe a reason to maybe try to come back and finish, what you guys were working on last year?
Yeah, for sure. Because the season ended short, there was still stuff we can get getting done. I mean, there was an unfinished business, I think, and coming back here will allow us to keep it going. And even if the teams will be different, I think we have the team to, this year to go far in the season. So that's the only goal.
Yves, you talked about, the G League being a reason why you wanted to come back, thinking about going overseas. But what is it specifically about Tennessee that made you say, yes, this is where I want to spend the next several months of my basketball career?
The development part was really on the top of my head. And even if I couldn't make it this year, I know how to develop my game. And if I could have done it in the NBA or here, but knowing there is a lot of uncertainty about the season going to pro, I knew coming back here we're gonna have a season. We're gonna have some coaches to be here, facilities will be open. to develop my game anyway. So for me, that was the best option.
Go to Grant.
Yves, having the virus, how did you get through it? How tough was it on you? Like, how long did you have to quarantine and all that kind of stuff to deal with that?
So I had to quarantine for 14 days, and obviously it was just it didn't really affect me. I just had just like a normal flu, and I had to quarantine myself with my wife in my apartment. And and that's it. We stay home. We take care of our business, and I felt really safe here because uh, the staff did a good job to handle it, and we get through it.
All right, one last call for any additional questions. All right, everybody, really appreciate it. Yves, appreciate your time. Hope you all have a great day.
Thanks, Yves.
Thank you, guys.